You've seen the videos, the private jets, the mansions, the guy in the tailored suit asking you, what color is your Bugatti? It looks like the dream, but let me tell you something, it's not a dream. It's a leash. Most of what you've been told about success is a lie, not a small lie. A systemic, engineered deception designed to keep you running on a treadmill until your heart gives out. And the best part? They've convinced you that you're the one who's not working hard enough. We've been sold this idea called the grindset. Wake up at 4 a.m., cold plunges, no sleep. Sacrifice everything for a goal that keeps moving further away. But who actually benefits when you trade your life essence for a status symbol? To understand how we got here, we need to look at the machinery, the brands, the conglomerates, the people who profit not from your success, but from your desperation to look successful. Let's start with the symbols. The Bugatti, the Rolex, the LVMH bags. These aren't just products, they're markers of a caste system. They exist to create a gap between those who have and those who are killing themselves to pretend they have. Look at LVMH. One company, hundreds of brands. They don't just sell luxury, they sell the idea that you are inadequate without it. They've mastered the art of the aspirational gap. The more you want it, the more you work. The more you work, the more you need the reward to justify the pain. And here's where it gets really dirty. The financing. Most people aren't buying these things with cash. They're using leverage, debt, high interest loans wrapped in the promise of future wealth. They're mortgaging their future time to buy a present tense image. It's a perfect loop. The corporate structure demands more hours, you get a promotion, you buy a bigger car to signal that promotion, now you're locked into a higher payment, so you have to work even more hours to maintain the signal. You're not moving up, you're just deepening the hole. You've probably heard this before, just work harder, optimize your morning, read the books. But the math doesn't add up because the goalposts aren't fixed, they're on wheels. As soon as you reach the top, they just build a taller mountain. This is called hedonic adaptation. Your brain gets used to the new toy. The thrill of the Bugatti lasts about a week. Then it just becomes the car you drive. Now you need the jet. Now you need the island. You're chasing a dopamine hit that has a shorter and shorter half-life. And while you're chasing that hit, something is happening. You're leaking your time, your health, your relationships. The things that actually make a life worth living are being traded for pieces of leather and metal. Think about the cost, not the price tag. The cost, the missed birthdays, the insomnia, the divorce, the feeling of being a stranger in your own home because you're always on a call, always grinding, always optimizing. But it's not just your fault. It's not a lack of willpower. You've been behavioral engineered. The algorithms, the influencers, the corporate culture, they all whisper the same thing. You are your productivity. Your value as a human is equal to your net worth. It's a disgusting way to live. And the people selling you the grindset, the ones with the private jets and their thumbnails, most of them aren't rich from the business they're teaching you. They're rich from selling you the course on how to get rich. The product isn't the wealth. The product is your hope. They create a curated reality, a highlight reel of a life that doesn't exist. They rent the jets for the shoot. They lease the cars for the gram. They're selling a costume, and you're paying for the privilege of trying to fit into it. But here's the pivot, the moment where it all stops making sense. Ask yourself, if you actually got the Bugatti, if you actually got the mansion, would the void in your chest actually go away, or would you just have a more expensive place to feel empty? Because the trap isn't the car. The trap is the belief that the car is the solution. The system wants you to believe that your unhappiness is a financial problem. Because if you think it's a financial problem, you'll keep working, you'll keep grinding, you'll keep producing. It's a brilliant strategy. If you're chasing a goal that's unreachable, you never stop. You become the perfect employee, the perfect consumer, the perfect battery for the corporate machine. You're not a person anymore. You're a unit of productivity. Let's look at the data again. The burnout rates, the depression spikes in high earners, the realization that the top is just another place to be stressed, just with better linens. The higher you climb this specific ladder, the thinner the air gets. We've been trained to value the signal over the substance. We care more about looking like we've made it than actually making a life. We've replaced meaning with metrics, net worth, followers, square footage. It's a hollow existence. So, what's the alternative? I'm not talking about some generic self-help garbage. I'm not telling you to move to a forest and eat berries. I'm talking about a fundamental reframe of what success actually looks like. True success isn't the ability to buy whatever you want. It's the ability to not want what you're being told to want. It's the reclamation of your own attention, your own time, your own essence. When you stop playing the status game, the game loses its power over you. The Bugatti doesn't look like a goal anymore. It looks like a liability. A giant, expensive piece of metal that requires your time and energy to maintain. It's not a trophy, it's a chore. Imagine a life where your value isn't tied to your productivity, where you don't feel the need to signal your worth to strangers, where you're not running a race against a ghost. That's not a fantasy. That's just sanity.